So I grew up around the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee and North Carolina, and those mountains and those beautiful rivers that cascade down, and that green and verdant land, the land of my ancestors. You know, those the Cherokee. I descend from a group that went west before the Trail of Tears. Matter of fact, the tribe I belong to is not just Cherokee, but is 12 different tribes that came together under Cherokee leadership in about the 1820s. And they lived in Texas until they were attacked by the Texas troops, and many of them massacred and a lot of them driven out. So we have a sad history, but we have carried that. You know, there was the Trail of Tears when the people went west. They carried with them the sacred fire, and they rekindled that in their new land that they were forced to walk to. So I want to sing a song just in honor of those old ones.
Please.
This is a Trail of Tears prayer song that they sang on that journey, the 1,000-mile journey. Scotine se spiga homa, eletika esone, jiwanaga tiuhai, katlini kitine he, skistaliski, migo hela wakita. Skistaliski, migo hela wakita. Kotine se skia hoa, elitika esone, jiwanaga tiuhai, katlini kitine he. Skistaliski, migo hela wakita. Skistaliski, migo hela wakita. Skotine se skia hoa, elitika esone, jiwanaga tiuhai, katlini kitine he. Skistaliski, migo hela wakita. Skistaliski, migo hela wakita.
Oh, thank you, Esty. You know how I love the songs. They are traditional songs, yeah.
In our tradition, you know, we have something called the Beloved Woman, who is called the Giga. And she's a woman who is very honored by the tribe to a very powerful position, that in some things she could even go against the chief. Like one time the Cherokees, they raided, fighting with the whites, and they captured a white woman, brought her back, and they were going to burn her. And this woman, we called her Nanyehi, she who walks with the spirit people. And she said, stop, no, you can't do this. And they stopped, and she brought her into her home. And she taught her and fed her, took care of her, and learned much from her as well. Because that white woman taught her many things, taught her how to have a dairy cattle, and she was the first of her people to do that. And she was a peacemaker. She made peace. Whereas her cousin, he was a war chief, and he would fight the whites, and she would make peace with them. They both tried to preserve their lands. he by war and she by gentle persuasion. But they say that she foresaw the trail of tears. She had a vision, and she told the people, a time is coming, I see our people, I see other people walking to the west, to a new land. And some of them, I guess, were prepared because of that, what she told them that was going to happen. She saw old people and women with babies all walking long journey to the west. And so her name, her English name was Nancy Ward, and she carried a white swan feather. And when she passed on, she walked on, they said they saw a white swan appear
Mm.
and fly to the horizon. So I would like to tell the story of Selu and Kanadi, but in our tradition, as in the tradition of many tribes, there's the sacred stories particularly should be only be told in the time of winter. And so that's not the time, it's not the time now to do that, but just to say that in our tradition, Selu means corn. She's the corn mother. And Kanati was the hunter. And they had, anyway, we have a whole mythology that comes from that. So the people coming together, there's always the women who are encouraging peace among people. I think the wisdom in having the women, they have power. They're not so likely to go to war. They're the bearers of life. They're the protectors of life. So we always honor the women that way.
That's beautiful, SD. Thank you for honoring us all tonight in this way. And I'm so happy to say that the night I decided to do this gathering, Selu actually came to me in the dream world. First time I'd ever seen her. Right. She took an ear of corn from my hand in the dream. It was a very beautiful dream and very supportive of us gathering here in these ways with the moon. So I want to open up for your questions. If anyone has questions of these three council members or any of us, you're very welcome to just open your mic and speak or raise your hand or whatever way you're comfortable asking those questions. We've got about 15 more minutes. So we're happy to take questions at this time. And if no one has the questions yet, we have some art that D Youngwolf did that Pamela has in a PowerPoint to show us and help us experience the way the symbols and images in the art can influence the culture.
Do you want somebody? Oops.
Yeah, you have a question? Good, okay. Pamela, do you want to start that PowerPoint and give you guys a chance to think about any questions you might have for us? And SD, if you want to talk about these images, you're very welcome to tell us what we're seeing.
Okay, this painting is called The Hunter and the Corn Mother. This is about Kanadi the hunter and Selu the corn mother. And there's the idea about this painting is the universe is in flux. It's like everything is coming together from an idea and becoming manifest in form. And so there you see the hand of the creator. And so this painting is called In the Beginning. It's the woman falling from the sky, which is a myth that is common to many tribes. That there's different stories, different details about how it happened, but that from the sky world, a woman fell through a hole and fell to earth. And that, and like I say, different ways about how the story developed, but basically that all life that we have came from her. And that's the wolf, that I am Wolf Clan. So wolves are very special to me, and I have lived with wolves. And so it's a subject I often use. And this is called a Four Winds gourd. When I lived in Arkansas, I developed my gourd art, and I grew the gourds that I used. So this design is actually based on an ancient design which represents the four winds. And so I took that design and I worked it into the gourd, and where the winds could pass through the openings of the gourd. And this is Bear Chief mask. So in Cherokee tradition, in the animal stories, the bear was the chief of all the animals. So there's many stories about Yona, the bear. And there again is a white bear drum with the galaxy in his heart, in her heart. That's a female bear with her cub. And that's just me with a drum I painted, the drum that I use here, and paintings behind me. That's it.
Thank you, ST. That's beautiful. Such beautiful images. And that's the language of our soul. Our soul also speaks in symbol and image.
Mm-hmm. Well, just a little story about the gourd. You know, my theory is that gourd art was the first art, because even in science, they say that the gourd was the first plant ever cultivated by human beings. And I found that the gourd often has a prominent place in sacred traditions. Like if you look at the mound, I think it's Spiral Mound, there's a famous stone figure of a woman working the garden, and there's a gourd vine growing over her back. So my idea is that when people started first scratching designs, the most convenient way was that sitting around a fire with your gourd, with your water, in wintertime, picking up a sharp stone would be a natural thing to do and put your mark on it. And that's where art developed from. That's my idea.
Beautiful. Yeah, I remember drinking from the gourds on the farm my mother grew up on. The water tasted so good coming from the gourds and right out of the mountains.
But I found that really worldwide, in many tribes, they have stories about gourds.
Yeah. Any questions now? Anybody? And of course, I keep my gourd close. Got my gourd right here. As the song comes, we always say when the song comes, sing it.
See this? See this gourd here?
Beautiful.
That's the Ukten design,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
the winged serpent.
That's a story for these times.
Yeah.
That's one we'll look forward to hehearing you tell us this winter, Steve.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Yeah.